Hi, old world. I'm Kazım Tolgagürel and welcome to my second video. Today's topic is self-reflection. Self-reflection is the ability to reflect on one's actions, feelings, and attitudes. In a sense, it's the ability to look critically at oneself and communicate with oneself. Human beings are the only creatures that communicate with themselves on a cognitive level. The cat doesn't realize that it's a cat. Of course, I cannot know this since I have never been a cat, but animals have a minimal awareness of their existence. In this sense, self-reflection is one element that makes humans human. In this way, humans improve their ability to adapt to their environment. However, whether this is reflected in culture and whether self-reflection is in culture can be understood by the existence of its reflection in language. If this word is directly understood in the language spoken by community, the existence of self-reflection in that culture can be understood. For example, there is no direct equivalent of the word self-reflection in Turkish. There is no need for this word in German, English, or Latin languages. Pause and think about oneself can be translated into a single word, but in Turkish, it's not in everyday language. Let's think about why the word self-reflection doesn't exist in Turkish. The act of self-reflection requires a quiet pause and reflection. There was not much time and opportunity for this in Turkish culture. Even after transitioning to a settled culture, capital accumulation in the geography didn't allow people to do so. Life was always challenging for the masses since the capital was usurped by the groups or families that made up the state. Since the language is a nomadic culture's language, geography adds to these difficulties, considering the threats from outside: economic difficulties, geographical difficulties, nature, wars, revolutions, coups, fear of starvation, etc. It is impossible to stop and think about oneself. The word thinker, which comes from Arabic, mütefekkir, doesn't entirely fulfill the word self-reflection. This culture has not found an opportunity to pause and reflect. Difficulties constantly surround it. These difficulties, combined with the exploitation of the ruling classes, have left them unable to self-reflect. Moreover, these difficulties bring with them the need to be right always and accept no mistakes. Living amid impossibilities requires always being right, and one has no time to reflect on one's actions. Of course, every culture has experienced hardship and evils. However, some cultures remain in these difficulties without interruption. Life becomes a struggle when the law remains on paper and fails to materialize. In Turkish, words like to pause and think to oneself and to question one's own rightness are far from everyday language. Even if they exist, I don't know them. Anthropology shows us that humans have always lived in herds or groups. Living with a group or herd brings with it the need to abide by the rules of that group. The phenomenon of crime and punishment in past societies, Malinowski's work shows this, shows that past societies didn't live with today's crimes. The state, as we know, it doesn't exist. Neither do the disabilities and deprivations of capitalism. It is precisely here that human beings often lived in harmony. In this sense, human beings are not intrinsically evil. There is no inherent evil in man. It's the state and capitalism that make human beings evil. Being right, never being wrong in any situation, and being right even when you are wrong are nothing more than the desire to always get a piece of the pie due to difficult circumstances. Being right is the desire not to lose power. Passionately clinging to power is necessary in times of scarcity and scarcity. Today, we have been thinking about a word with you. Self-reflection is a crucial concept for living harmoniously and democratically. But living in democratic harmony is linked to the equal distribution of world capital. As long as systems and apparatuses of exploitation exist, democracy will continue in those places where capital accumulates. Other vast geographies will be condemned to poverty. I wish for a future in which all cultures can achieve the word self-reflection. Whatever is personal is political, language is political, every particle of life is political when it is thought about. Please subscribe to the channel, click like and share if you like the video. Please indicate the topics you would like to see on this channel in comments. Goodbye.